morning and welcome to Living Local 15. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's time to grab a cup of joe and enjoy the show. First up, it's time for Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry. And today we're going to be discussing economic stress and how it could impact your mental health. So you don't want to miss that. Then the Fort Wayne Recreation Center is joining me as they share about senior games kicking off on June 2nd. This is an opportunity for men and women 50 and above to compete in mentally and physically challenging competitions. So that's going to be great. And then later, it's epic discounts at epic prices. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. Welcome back to Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry. And today we're going to be discussing navigating mental health with economic stress, something that we all experience. And here to discuss it today is owner Sean Goddard. Hi, Sean.
Hi, how we doing?
Welcome. Okay, so this is a great topic. Right now, there's some crazy stuff kind of going on in the world. I don't know if you noticed.
No.
And so, there's a lot of uncertainty. I think that economic stress is building right now. So I think it's so important to discuss how we can stay mentally sound during this time. And so first and foremost, why is it that economic stress can really play an impact in someone's mental health?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we live in a society nowadays where it's hard to survive even on your own, right? Most families, they have to be a two-income family, have to be working, and with that, if you have kids, there comes the responsibility of daycare and the expenses that go on with that. I mean, it's just mounting, and it continues to mount, and so, and there's not a lot of forgiveness built into our world nowadays if you're struggling financially, right? It's not like if you suddenly can't make your rent payment or your house payment that there are necessarily as many programs or leeway that's provided out there. It's business, right? And so people are being evicted much quicker, struggling with housing. There's a shortage of housing as we see across the board. So there's just so much that goes along with that. The groceries being more expensive, all of those things. So it just creates more stress, right? And more anxiety, more depression, and more burden on us on a daily basis that carries through in the way we feel, the way we eat. It can have a significant impact overall.
Right, and really feeling inspired to be productive in the day. It really can take a toll. I mean, you talked about groceries. I mean, gas is fluctuating and housing is just getting more and more expensive. And I always say it's so funny. The thing about inflation, I feel like everything inflates around us except our paychecks. It's like paychecks didn't get the memo. We all going up.
That's
So
right.
it's like we make the same and have to pay more and more and more and more out. So Sean, as we talk about how stress is impacted by economic conditions, what about warning signs? How can people really tell themselves or through other people if they are going through a hard time?
Yeah, and sometimes it can be a little bit hard to recognize what is related to economic stress versus mental health concerns that have been there. But if we see individuals who are having increased anxiety, decreased mood levels, avoiding social activities, especially when those activities come with an associated cost, right? And sometimes being invited to those and being said, oh, do you want to come do this? And no, I don't want to do it, and having to make up excuse on why you don't want to do it because you don't want to tell the individual that you can't afford to go do it, right? So avoiding social activities. We often, regretfully, see increase in substance use when economic struggles happen, right? Because sometimes we just want to forget, right? And so we tend to try to forget by using substances, whether that be marijuana, alcohol, or more illegal type substances. We do see an increase in those type of activities, which you would think doesn't make sense because they cost money, right? And we're
And a
struggling
lot.
financially.
Yeah.
But it's also, if you think about it, when we're struggling to lose weight and we're feeling bad about not being able to lose weight, and then we go eat a pint of ice cream because we feel bad about not being able to lose weight. It doesn't make sense, right? Sometimes we just make poor decisions when we're struggling, and so you have to look for some of those signs.
Those, yeah, exactly. And it's all about the balance in it all because, listen, we talked about some stuff that's expensive, but going outside is also expensive. Being out at restaurants and at events and stuff, that all costs. So it's like people can make a decision to balance, what they spend their money towards, and it's okay. Sometimes people get that guilt thing happening or experiencing FOMO, as we like to say, but making those decisions that's best for them. And speaking of, how do you recommend people really manage economic stress?
One of the things that I want to highlight is it's not just us individually. The state of Indiana, last year, it's estimated that we spent $4 billion on untreated mental health issues, right?
Wow.
So because those mental health issues weren't treated, it costs us an additional $4 billion in care. We struggle as a state, every single county has a shortage in mental health providers. So, and we struggle to fund mental health care in the state of Indiana. So, number one, understand that even though you're struggling, you're not alone, right? Being able to address your finances, we're struggling as a country right now. And so I think one of the best things that we can do is go back to the basics and look at your financial plan and making priorities when it comes to your financial plan. It's great to have Netflix, but you also need Disney and Hulu and Amazon and all those different things on top of it, right?
So many platforms.
There's an app out there, and forgive me, I can't think of the name of the app right now, but you can link it to your bank account, and it will help look for subscription charges that I just did it this weekend myself, looking through some of my stuff, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I was getting charged every month for that, right? So looking at that financial plan, getting rid of the things that aren't needed, but also looking for services that are available to you to assist. For example, when it comes to medications, there are multiple manufacturers that prescribe medications that I prescribe that have assistance programs to reduce the burden of the cost of medication. But a lot of people don't apply for the programs because, one, they don't know, they don't look, and even when they do, they think, oh, I'm not going to be eligible, right? I potentially make too much money. And I can't tell you how many clients that I've helped submit those applications that get approved, right? And I have clients that get 90 days worth of medication mailed to them every 90 days at no cost to them whatsoever. And that's saved them a significant amount of money.
Yeah, and we talked before when we spoke on the subject of depression and anxiety, we talked, Sean, about normalizing, normalizing that feeling because so many people are going through it. And I say that we should normalize, the fluctuation of financials, of economic impact, and be more understanding of that in each other's lives. And it's not something to be ashamed of if you're just trying to balance your own budget in a way that works best for you. So I think that should be, I think that people should be able to say, like, oh, I don't have it this month, or, let me skip on that for that reason without feeling shame,
Yeah, as a world, we're struggling financially, as a country, as a state, as individuals, right? Businesses are struggling nowadays to survive. It is not an uncommon factor to struggle, regretfully. And so understanding that, and even though it's stressful and it puts you in a tight situation, understanding that you're not alone. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, right? You're just in a tight spot at that time, and you have to think positive, think forward, address the situation in that day, take it one step at a time. And if there's somebody out there that judges you for your inability to be able to, go pay to have some drinks with them, then maybe that's somebody you shouldn't be hanging out with anyways, right? Because it's great to want to be the Joneses and want all these nice things, but I think it's better to have a strong financial basis and making sure you're taking care of you, your family, the people around you. Those are the most important things in life, and so don't let it cause you to self-doubt, self-judge, those types of things.
Yeah, because being fiscally responsible is an important thing, and adding money to savings account is just being responsible. And so last thing, Sean, speaking of that, community. Okay, let's talk about that in connection to perhaps where you work, people around you, like you said. How can they best support maybe a coworker or an employee during this time of just the world just being up and down right now?
Yeah, I think, sometimes it's recognizing. You can often see or pick up when people are struggling, especially financially. And so sometimes it's, just offering to pick up a lunch if you see that everybody else is eating and they're not, right? You don't have to dig into it. You can just provide a lunch. It's, for example, we have employees that we write off balances for them, right? Or we know somebody's vehicle broke down and that they're struggling to get that repair taken care of, and so we shuffle things around and find a way to do that. And sometimes it's just providing a voice and a hand and saying, I'm here if you're struggling, and what can I do to help? But there are many different nonprofits that are available out there when it comes to mental health. If people want to be able to donate, to be able to help support those services, it's definitely a time nonprofits nowadays are struggling even more to get the monies that they need to be able to provide the services that they do provide. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
It's all about kindness, right?
That's right.
Just showing kindness for each other. And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below. You can contact them for a consultation, and I look forward to seeing you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. This segment sponsored by Fort Wayne Parks and Recreation. Seniors Game is back, and it is kicking off their 46th season on June 2nd. And this is a chance for seniors 50 and up to compete in over 40 physically and mentally challenging events to test your talent and skills while also enjoying good company and making some new friends. And here to tell us all about it is Josh Ogle, Supervisor of Community Outreach, Volunteers, and Older Adults. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, okay, so it's time for this active event that is so interesting. So I learned about it last year when I got to visit you all and see you in action as y'all were playing cornhole and competing. But this is something that lasts for weeks and people can really compete. So just give us in your own words, what is Senior Games? Senior Games
it's an opportunity for seniors to get out and be active. And when I say active, I say physically active and mentally active. And that social aspect is so important as well. So there's a lot of different combinations of things that make it such a great event.
Yes, okay, so it kicks off on June 2nd, and how long does the competitions run?
So it runs June 2nd all the way to July 2nd. Okay. So that June 2nd, we do the kickoff. We do a health fair that'll have lots of different vendors there, lots of different senior services vendors, and then we do a continental breakfast for the participants. And then a torch lighting ceremony that we bring back the winners from the previous year. And then we just kind of kick things off. It's a great, fun event.
Right, okay, and it is 50 and up. That is what's considered a senior, which I feel like, each year as people just feel younger and younger, they're like, I'm not a senior, but this is for a large age range to stay active, because that's what's so important, right? And you're doing it with friends, and they are a little competitive. I've seen them in action.
Oh, yeah. We have a variety, we get people that ask me all the time, how competitive is this? It is competitive. It's friendly competitiveness. We get people of all different skill sets for the different things. And that's what's so great about it. Another thing too is we separate in age brackets.
Okay.
So that really helps too.
Make it
you
fair.
know, a lot of time you're not going to put a 50-year-old up against a 95-year-old,
right.
You know, up in cornhole or something. So
Yeah.
we really try to make it as fair as possible in an even playing field.
Okay, so for a month you're doing different activities.
Yes.
So explain to me what the different games are.
Oh my God. Well, there's a huge list of them. The ones I can think of off the top of my head, cornhole and shuffleboard, those are always really popular ones. A little bit more physical activity. And then we do things like Scrabble. That's a new one this year. A Scrabble tournament, a checkers tournament, a Connect Four tournament, bocce ball. One of my favorite ones is a skee ball tournament out at Chuck E. Cheese. People get real competitive in that one as well. But it's fun. It's all competitive fun.
Yeah, and of course you cannot forget about pickleball.
Popular, yeah, that's always a
People
real
love their
popular one.
pickleball.
Yes, people love their pickleball. That always is a big draw for people as well.
Yeah, so you say there's a long list, and basically people need to register in advance in order to get half off of
Right.
the admission. So kind of explain to me what the price range is and how that works.
Yeah, so right now through May 30th, Friday, May 30th, everything is $1. If you have to come into the community center, fill out a special form, and then after May 30th, all the events go up to $2. So you have up until 2 business days to register for an event. So if you want to do something on Wednesday, you'll have to register by Monday.
Okay, got it. And this is like an individual thing, right? So even if it's a team game, you register as an individual and
Yes.
you all place them in teams?
Right. Well, so there are a couple of games that you can play with a partner. So we have pickleball, where you have to have a partner. A couple of cornhole men's doubles, women's doubles, and mixed doubles. But when you register, you have to register with a partner.
Okay.
So you'll register yourself, and then your partner will need to come in and register as well.
Okay, so you say in person at the Fort Wayne Parks and Rec Community Center on
Correct.
Main Street.
Correct.
Okay, so they walk in, they register, and it's just $1 for every game that they want to play.
Correct, until May 30th.
Okay.
Yep, there's a special form
That's
they'll
cool.
fill out, sign a liability form, and then that way we can have that form there.
Yeah.
Enter everything in the computer. It's a real easy process.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to point out is if they register for 6 or more events, they get a free T-shirt. I'm wearing
look
the
at
this
that.
year's 2025 Senior Games T-shirt.
Yes.
People love that. If they don't register for 6 events, they can pay for one. It's $8.
Okay.
But you save some money.
Right,
Register
$2.
for right. You register for those 6 events.
Yeah.
And then we end with a cookout. So there's that brand new McMillan Family Pavilion out at Franke Park.
Right.
We are having our end of the year cookout and awards ceremony
Yeah.
on July 2nd that night. That's $5 for participants. $10 if they want to bring a non-participant guest.
Okay.
And that's always so much fun. We have a nice dinner that evening, hand out some awards. There's always a slideshow of pictures throughout the month that have been taken by our marketing team. So it's a fun night. It's celebrating the month of friendship and competitiveness. And another thing too, it's kind of fun, is it's in that brand new pavilion.
Yeah.
We've never done it out there before because it just opened up back in January.
Yeah,
So.
well, awesome. Well, this sounds like a lot of fun. I'm thinking like, okay, y'all have to do the next bracket down. Can we get like a little 20 through 40?
Right, yeah. The adult games.
Right. Because this sounds like a great time. So, but seniors can definitely register and
Right.
come out and join you. So thank you so much, Josh.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate it. And if you would like to participate in the senior games, we'll have their website listed below. It kicks off on June 2nd, but you need to go ahead and get registered by May 31st. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Fort Wayne Parks and Recreation.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini, and we've got some serious summer savings for you today. So grab your phone and scan that QR code on your screen and get ready to save. So whether you're sprucing up your home or getting ready to entertain, we've got 4 must-have products that you are going to love. First up, let's check out this little sleek powerhouse, the Lou cordless stick vacuum. It is modern, compact, and yes, it comes in so many fun colors like pink, purple, and blue. But it is not just cute, it is powerful as well. Ultra lightweight, whisper quiet, and it stands on its own. So no more falling over in that closet. We hate that. And it charges in just a few hours as well. It runs up to 16 minutes straight, convenient, stylish, and efficient. Next, let's take it outside with the Champion Sports Horseshoe Set. It is a backyard classic, perfect for barbecues, pools, or hey, just even a sunny weekend as well. It is easy to set up, so fun to play, and yes, you can still hold your drink while you toss. The whole family will be in on all the fun. Now, let's talk about your smile. This is the Waterpik Aquarius Water Flosser. Your dentist will love if you have this. A top-rated favorite with over 100,000 5-star reviews on Amazon, and for a good reason. It clears away plaque like a pro, leaves your mouth feeling extra clean and sparkly. The large water reservoir gives your 90 seconds of uninterrupted flossing, and once you try it, you're never going to go back to string floss again. And last but certainly not least, say hello to better sleep with Nectar. The Nectar Classic Memory Foam Mattress is our best bang for your buck pick from bestreviews.com. Cooling comfort, body hugging support, and it ships right to your door in a box. Setup is so simple. It is available in all sizes. And yes, you can bundle it with a frame, sheets, and these amazing cooling pillows as well. The full summer sleep upgrade, just what you need at a price that is so tough to beat. Let's take a look one last time. From fresh floors to backyard fun to brilliant smiles and better sleep, we've got your summer covered. Scan that QR code on your screen and get ready to scan, shop, and save with epic discounts by bestreviews.com.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.